Minecraft just released their 5th update within 24 hours with the 1.19.81 bug fix update. This is a really small update that just fixes some of the things they introduced in 1.19.80, which itself was supposedly a major bug fix for Minecraft Bedrock, which fixed crashes as well as changing the enchantment glint and fixing a bunch of bugs, but actually has severely nerfed boats. They've nerfed boats and also changed them in very weird ways at the same time. It's made it more likely that you'll assume you're having a house fire. That's not an IBX Toycat joke, that's a real issue. Oh, and they also introduced a whole new secret command. It's really powerful and honestly really scary. The first time you do it, you're gonna assume you've done something wrong, but that is the power of what has been inside these last two updates, and honestly, we'll be focusing mostly on 1.19.80, as 0.81 just fix a few crashes of realms and stuff, but there are lots of things in that update you might have missed if you haven't been playing a lot over the last 24 hours, and let's dive into each of those. After I mention that, did you know you can subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with the latest Minecraft Bedrock news. Anyway, I'm here in front of my Let's Play house, where I've got this wonderful horse shelf that looks a lot like a windowsill, but it's definitely a horse shelf, to mention the most tragic nerf in this update, because they mentioned explicitly on the changelog that polar bears and pandas would have their hitboxes changed, but they didn't mention something much more important in fine detail, because horses used to be able to go in boats, right? You used to be able to take your horse, which is a land animal, and when you needed to get across some water, you'd put it into a boat. But now, as you can see, ignore the fact that there's a bug where I'm invisible, now you can see the horse is not able to get in the boat. It's not just because I put the horse in the boat first. If I ride the boat into the horse, it still does not work. This is technically a Java parity feature, although it's not found in the vanilla parity section of the changelog. It's not found with the other boat changes. Instead, it's found here saying mobs can now enter a boat only if they are smaller than the boat itself. But then at the same time, there is another explicit line on the changelog, so it's not a bug, it is a feature, that sea turtles can now officially fit in boats. What is the logic there? You can see this guy literally doesn't fit in a boat. I mean, here, by the way, there's a weird bug in this update that's turned me invisible. I can't work out why. I can assure you, this isn't me like trying to be invisible. There's no invisibility effect. I haven't drunk an invisibility potion. I've just turned invisible and I don't know why. But we'll ignore that for now, because you know, the Minecraft, there's bugs in it, that's fine. But this isn't a bug. This is an intentional design decision to make it so that horses don't fit in boats, but these guys do. His fins are literally outside of it. And yeah, I don't understand this decision in the slightest, especially because they do acknowledge that having horses in boats could be useful, because let me show you something fun. I actually trapped a baby horse in a boat over here. And so the baby horse will fit in the boat, and he'll stay in the boat until he grows up, I guess, at which point he doesn't fit in there anymore. I don't understand at all. The only way I could see this being good, you know, there's a lot of changes they need to make to this. We'll come back to that later. But for now, let's mention the other interesting thing, because they reference enchantment glint as having changed. And this is something you might notice, that everything is a little bit more subtle now. Your netherite tools will look more like netherite, your diamond tools look more like diamond, and maybe your armor, well, I'd show you my armor, but I'm invisible. And my armor, as you can see, it's slightly less glinty. Again, I really does anyone know how this bug happened to me? It's not important right now. What is important is I showed off the enchantment potions before, and I referenced they changed the colors to them, and when you see the potions off this update, you'll assume they changed the colors, but I want to correct myself, and maybe a lot of your misconceptions there, that is not actually true. The potions all look exactly the same. This is just them without the same glint on them. So dark blue is still night vision, orange is still fire resistance, you know, pink is still potion of regeneration. It's just they're so much brighter and more colorful now, and so that's something important to know. And maybe for you, maybe not for you. Just an interesting little fact right there. They also made some really interesting sound changes this update. So, you know, I made the joke about you might think you're having a house fire. That's not a reference to the fact that greater than 99% of house fires happen to people who aren't subscribed to the IBX Toycat YouTube channel, although that is true. It's a reference to the fact that they've changed some sound in this update, one of which is weird, because I can believe this was a bug, but it never felt like one to me. If you breed animals, they used to have the human eating noise, so this is the noise you'd get, right? That's the noise that a mob would play when you feed it. However, feed a mob now, and this is the noise it makes. You notice that? No noise whatsoever. Oh, it's so weird. It's so bizarre. You can't tell me that that is what you expect from Minecraft. Speaking of what you expect from Minecraft, because it's raining, when I kill these mobs with a fire aspect sword, I'm gonna get raw beef instead of cooked beef, which will be useful for my next point, because I was working on a Let's Play episode, and I was just wondering, like, wait, is there fire? Is my apartment burning? Like, I was like, oh god, I don't even know about that. This is a unexpected noise. And then I thought about it again, and I was like, wait, the fire went away as I left as I got closer to my portal. So something is burning, and it's not my nether, and it's not my real life apartment. I did check, if you're curious. Thank God, you know, I am still... To this day, I am still alive. I have not been burnt. But yeah, the wonderful thing is actually they changed the campfire noise so it's much louder now. So again, apparently this was always the original design intent. It's just been too quiet for no good reason. Campfires are so loud now. That's not campfires, but still. You know, Minecraft can be a loud game in ways that it wants to be, and admittedly, that noise is useful in some places, but if you're not expecting it, it's really, really weird. So, there's one more thing we need to get to before we come back to boats and the weirdness of them, because, you know, I just need to know not only why I'm invisible, you know, if you know why I'm invisible, please let me know. Also, if you have the fun secret feature in this update, which only some players have, you can heart things on the marketplace. Please post it at r/IBXToycat. There's this new heart feature, so you can save things for later. There's always some fun marketplace updates happening, just like how, you know, I just want to know, when he grows up, will he be forced out of the boat, or will he fit in there later? We'll come back to this right after we go to a creative world. Okay, I'm here in creative on my PC now. I tried to do it on my Xbox very briefly, but trying to type commands on an Xbox controller when it won't give you the hints about what to type next, it just goes very, very poorly. But I did find out why I was invisible. It was apparently a skin issue. When your skin doesn't load, you just go invisible for a bit, which seems like a very, very powerful thing, by the way, permanent invisibility. All you've got to do is have a bugged skin. But anyway, I'm back here as the toy cat with the orange square, and I'm here to show you some new commands. So one of these is fairly simple. They changed the way that fences show up. Previously, there's a lot of blocks in Minecraft where, you know, let's just set it to like a 10 by 10 cube of fences. There's a lot of blocks in Minecraft where you need to know the exact identity for something, because concrete will just give you this generic white concrete, which is not the concrete most people are looking for. White is great, but you know what's better than white? A different one. So you need to know the ID for the particular concrete you want. Concrete 1, for example, how do you do the concrete command? Is it... Okay, so concrete was a bad example because they've changed it to be concrete and then color, and then you can actually write the color out. Although I have to mention, the way that color is written in Minecraft is the most disgusting thing. Color, is that really, oh yeah, let me have some color with my concrete? Ridiculous. Anyway, but there's a lot of blocks where you can't just say the ID of something, and one of those used to be the fence. The fence used to just be, you had to type it in and then know exactly what you're typing. However, even though you can still type in /fill fence, now Minecraft has split the fences up into fences and acacia fences and crimson fences, etc., which means I can have a big set of crimson fences without having to know the exact block ID for crimson fences. I think this is a big improvement for people filling stuff in. So the second command they added in this particular update is really interesting because it is a brand new one. It's called input permission, and you can take away a player's permission to do certain things. Right now, there's only 2 of them, so you could set it to be everyone in your world that has their camera movement, let's say, disabled, right? Which means that no one can move their camera around. Right now, I'm moving my mouse. I'll try and make it loud so you can hear it. Wait, I'll show you. There is no way I can do anything. I'm doing lots of stuff. I'm moving my mouse around, but my ability to do that is gone. It's actually really weird to play Minecraft with no camera movement whatsoever, but it is possible. But the much harder one is the fact that you can actually remove someone's ability to move. You can remove someone's ability to move, and so once you have input and camera disabled, I can literally sit here, I can break blocks, I can load up the creative inventory, I can look for stuff here, but I cannot move whatsoever. This is actually really weird. I don't like this so much. Let's at least get my camera undisabled. This is a very powerful command that I assume is so that you can, like, you know, pause someone in place. You can lock them there while they can see something. Maybe you could force someone to shoot from a certain place. But yeah, the fact that you can remove players' ability to move is very, very, very bizarre, but also kind of interesting. Oh, interestingly, when you leave the world and come back, that input movement that's been disabled does come back, so interesting little fact right there. But yeah, here's an interesting one. You can also, I should have mentioned this in the 1.20 side of the update, experimental next major update thing you can check out. What you can also find here is signs are now writable on both sides. So the input, the thing has been improved too, but we can write an E on this side, and then we can also write, you know, like, I don't know, like subscribe or else on this side, right? We can do that, and then if we want someone not to be able to change this text, besides, you know, we want it to be stuck there in stone, you can now put honeycomb on the sign, which is kind of fun, another use for honeycomb, and now no matter how much I want to right-click and change this side of the sign, I can't. Actually, does that apply to both sides? It does. The entire sign gets fixed in place if you honeycomb it, but if you want people to be able to change signs, just don't honeycomb them. If you do want to change a sign that's been honeycombed, you just have to break it and start again, which is, still it's what you do with signs right now. So it's nice that they fixed that, and it's nice they made signs more user-friendly, a great part of 1.20. But let's come back now to the Bedrock main game, and let's talk about this horse thing, because Minecraft has had a parity difference between the horses for quite some time now. On the Java edition, you could not put horses and boats, something many Java players were envious of Bedrock players for, and something which many Java players wanted change. And so instead of, Minecraft looked at that situation and said, oh, Minecraft Java doesn't have horses and boats. Clearly it's a bug that it happens on Bedrock. I mean, they're such big mobs. And then they've made this change. And so honestly, in previous times, I'd like to complain about this. There are all sorts of weird parity issues where Minecraft just turns a blind eye or doesn't understand what parity means. So you can't build above the never on Bedrock, but you can on Java. And they say that's working as intended because it's just a bug on Java. Although, why can't we then have a bug on Bedrock that allows something so useful? But rather than coming at it from that angle, that's cute. Wow, that horse is the size of a chicken. Or is the chicken the size of a horse? Anyway, the fun thing about this change is going with previous updates. The move would be to say Minecraft doesn't need to do perfect parity, but Minecraft does believe in perfect parity. And although I would love to say instead of adding removing the horse boat from Bedrock, they should have added it to Java. Let's admit they've removed the feature now. As far as Minecraft is concerned, the game is working as intended right now in that you can't have a horse and a boat. As sad as that is, oh, it's cute to see them follow me there. However, I think we've got to do the normal thing here and request that they change this. I would like if Minecraft added horses back to boats so we can actually use the horse as a viable alternative to the Elytra, because right now, if I want to ride across my world, even with the ability to put it in a boat, it's still so much more fiddly and painful than just grab an Elytra and fly. The Elytra is the most powerful method of travel, with a close second being the Blue Ice boat, of course. This is very, very fast, slightly faster than the Elytra, but requires a lot of infrastructure. So where does the horse fit into Minecraft? And the answer is it doesn't really fit in right now, something they could easily fix. But rather than just saying they should easily fix it, I decided to do what Minecraft says they want us to do and go to the Feedback Minecraft website and write out my grievances there. I've written this post out to defend my particular feelings, because I think that allowing horses to ride in boats is an important feature. So here is my justification for why. Firstly, having horses and boats would greatly increase the ease of transportation in Minecraft. Secondly, it would add a new dimension to the game. Minecraft is all about exploration and discovery, and adding the ability to transport horses across water would open up new opportunities for players to discover new lands and biomes. With the addition of horses that could fit in boats, players could explore new areas that were previously inaccessible much quicker, leading to new discoveries and adventures. Lastly, it would add a level of realism to the game. In the real world, horses have been used as transportation for centuries, including being used to transport people and goods across waterways. Adding the ability for horses to fit in boats in Minecraft would make the game more realistic and add to the immersion of players who enjoy the historic and realistic aspects of the game. Overall, there are several reasons why horses should fit in boats that Mojang should consider. And, you might think, wow, Toycat, you really wrote that one out, but I'll be honest with you, I just used ChatGPT and then changed a few words.
By sheer coincidence.
But, that is something that I really do believe. Also, where did my chicken go? Did he get eaten or something? But I really do believe that Minecraft needs to consider that boat horses, not every feature in Minecraft, you don't have to look at the Java edition and say, ooh, if they don't have a feature, we shouldn't have it on Bedrock. Minecraft should be always getting better for both editions, rather than getting worse on one edition just to match the other. The Nether, the rooftop Nether should be added to Bedrock is something I would say. Sea turtles and boats are fun. I'm glad we have them, but why remove polar bear boats and horse boats when they make just as little sense as this? I mean, he's got paddles going through his arms, for God's sake. Anyway, yeah, this is something I'd like to see change, and if you want to see this change too, please vote on my Feedback Minecraft thread. I would prefer you don't go mentioning, stuff about Toycat. Just say why you think this is a good idea, if you think it is. You could also mention in there why you don't think it's a good idea, why you hate horses and boats. I just want to see Mojang know that the community, by and large, preferred horses on boats, or didn't know horses on boats exist, as opposed to thinking, oh, my realism is ruined by the horse in the boat. Why can a horse go in the boat? This is too much like the real world, except if a boat was this tiny, it wouldn't have a horse, and obviously we don't have bigger boats, but it hurts. I just want the Elytra to be more powerful than all other forms of transport. That's ridiculous. But you know what's not ridiculous? The fact that if you want to stay up to date with update news, you can subscribe to the channel. If you want to see some tutorials for 1.20, you know, how to get ready for that update, but also, you know, for example, how you can find the new armor trims in your existing worlds, I'm making a playlist, and I'll link that down below, and you can check out all the latest stuff, including more that is to come soon. There's new enchantment stuff to work on. There's a lot to talk about in this update. Also, something that Minecraft, I would say is a genuine bug they should add is like, well, isn't it weird that horses can take no full damage on Bedrock when they do on Java? Why not have it so that both versions don't have damage? Or if you think that horses should have full damage, add it to both. I think actually looking at Minecraft and saying there are two versions of the game with the whole sets of players that enjoy features each way is a really hard job, don't get me wrong, but it's something they could totally do really great in my opinion. So I would say if we're insisting on making boat parity, boats on Java right now take no full damage. It's really weird. Why is it that the same is true on Bedrock? If you don't believe me, then let me just, you know, let me show you right here. So here is a giant bed. I'm gonna take a lot of full damage for this, but I need to show you my point. This is something which shouldn't happen if parity is so important. And so, I don't know, fix that or something maybe. Wait, I need to interrupt myself to mention one of the changes in this update because it's one that you'll really appreciate but probably would never notice if it weren't for this video. So the crafting table output, you know, you got 9 separate blocks that you can combine together to make one, is now lined up with the square next to it. There's this arrow here and there's a box here, and that probably seemed like how it was before, but this is what it used to look like in 1.19.74 and previously. The arrow was perfectly lined up with the, you know, the crafting grid over here, but the box was misaligned with that, as this red line shows, and my god is this painful to look at. And so I'm so glad they fixed that. They made this perfectly lined up. Minecraft Bedrock is filled with all these sorts of weird, you know, like it used to have a misaligned hotbar, all these sorts of weird issues that you just wouldn't notice if you're not paying too much attention, and I'm so glad that they're fixing those. Anyway, let's get back to shilling the outro or whatever. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope you did all enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, or whatever else YouTubers say at the end of their videos, because I am going to see you all in the next one. If you're curious about my American adventure, I'm in the last week here now, so I've got to, like, I'm selling all my stuff, packing it all up, putting it in places. It's all gonna go away forever. So yeah, actually, you know, if you are in the, this is a shot in the dark. I have a green screen, like an Elgato green screen. Wait, do you want to see my Elgato green screen? Let me show you it. So, this is my green screen right over here. Oh, right. You know, look how you can't see the green screen, but it's a fold-up one from Elgato, and it's such a specific item, I don't think I can just go to a random store with it. So if you live in the Las Vegas area and you'd like to own Toycat's green screen, like, hit me up on, I don't know how, like, email toycatassistant@gmail.com or something. I don't know, but I would love to, I can sign it or something if that makes you like it. But I just hate to throw away a green screen, right? And I don't think there's a way I can, like, sell that so easily. Because, you know, if I go on the Facebook Marketplace trying to sell a green screen, people are going to look at me weird. They're going to assume I've done some things. But the things I have done are all fine. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. See you in the next video, probably, unless I die. Bye.